Party or other people from across New York and talk about our opinions on the bills. And I was lucky enough to be able to represent the Democratic Party about a bill that being making it illegal to discriminate against those based on immigration or citizenship status. I believe I learned a great deal through this, and I was really able to understand the legal process. And I believe it helped. It didn't make me interested in politics, but it helped me learn about it. Furthermore, I was selected as the outstanding delegate of Long Island. So,
wow! Congratulations!
And as I was selected as the outstanding delegate, I'm lucky enough to be representing Long Island on behalf of the Pride Institute in Washington, D.C. this June.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
I was invited to visit Washington, talk with congressmen, and visit national monuments.
Great. Congratulations.
Well done.
Thank you.
What year are you?
Excuse me? Oh, a junior.
Congratulations. Wonderful.
Nice job.
Let's introduce Odalis Vizcarra.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Okay. I want to talk about my role in the Assembly of New York and during this program. I represent the Assembly of Member John McCullen. Provide evidence and arguments. Okay, I will talk about about one bill. The executive law in the relation to prevent discrimination based on civilization or migration status. And a special cut meditation because the purpose of this makes sure everyone has equal opportunities, regardless for immigration status. Many times I see case of discrimination in the people close to me who comes to this country to work, to give their families a better life and education. I like to learn about this because I could help make a change with my community, which makes me very happy. My experience with this program is something I never forget. I build new skills like critical thinking and leadership skills. This one makes me, I have the power to make a positive change in my community, my Hispanic community. Okay, so this is really important for me, and I feel really good with this program. I think it's amazing, and thank you to the board too for this opportunity.
Sylvia Gomez.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
My experience in the actual electoral program was amazing. It was a great opportunity for me because it was the first time for me to be involved in a program like this. So I learned a lot from this program. One bill that was interesting to me was a bill that required remote learning for public schools. I found this bill to be important because it allowed students to continue learning at home in a safe environment during the pandemic. This was something I personally experienced. I had the opportunity to meet many people and work in a group with many opinions. During this process, I listened to many different points of view, and that was incredible. Since as a person, it helped you to expand your mind and to have new ideas. It was interesting to view both sides because many people did not agree with this bill. This program was a great opportunity for all those who participated, and it allowed you to express yourself freely in the language with which you feel most comfortable. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alex.
Hello, my name is Nicole Velez, and I'm a junior here at East Hampton High School. During the Pride Institute, I was elected, and served as governor of the New York State Assembly. So I represented Governor Kathy Hochul. I attended all the meetings and did the same work as my fellow classmates, with the addition of a few extra meetings and the delivery of a speech on the last day, which was the mock assembly. Over the course of Pride, the themes of civic engagement and civic identity were stressed and really just main focuses. And I believe as a young Latinx impressionable student, it was really important to cover these topics because they really are in reference to my future. And regarding my future, I think the Pride Institute taking part in it was a great experience. I know I'm really interested in doing something like this, as in laws or being a lawyer in the future. So last summer I interned for a non-for-profit legal organization. And so having the opportunity to participate in Pride this year was amazing. And I know one of my fellow classmates doesn't really see themselves in politics, but for me, this was a great experience. And I really came out of it with a positive outlook.
You have my vote.
Outspoken.
There's a race right now.
Yeah, so the purpose of the assembly and the participation process was to encourage the students to develop leadership skills, to grow awareness of the legislative process, to have the opportunity to connect with other Hispanic leadership roles, and we're just so proud of all that they accomplished. So
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You guys don't have to stay. Yeah, you can let me go, please.
You're welcome to watch the inner workings of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's
Let's go. So Sarah, news of the school, why don't you have your students who are here
Yes.
come up?
I'd like to introduce Dylan, Cashin, and Riley O'Donnell, who will talk to you about the Mayday run.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dylan Cashin, and this is Riley O'Donnell, and we have our Mayday 5K run on May 1st to kick off Mental Health Awareness Month. We are raising money for the Family Service League of Long Island, and it's at Main Beach on May 1st with 7:30 registration opening and a 9 a.m. start. Our goal is to stop the stigma of mental health.
Great.
Yeah.
So I'm Riley O'Donnell, and I would like to start by explaining the reasoning behind our event. So Dylan and I have always been very dedicated to sports, and it became a very important part of our lives at a very young age. We have both been very involved with multiple sports, but it wasn't until high school where we realized that running was our true passion. Ever since our first middle school cross-country race together, we knew that running was going to have a big impact on our lives and truly make a difference. Dylan and I have always pushed to make each other better, not only physically, but mentally as well. We have both struggled with anxiety, and just like we support each other with competition and racing, we also have each other's back with any kind of mental struggles that we may go through. So it was in September of this past year where we decided that we truly wanted to make a difference in the community and let others know that it is okay to seek help for any problems that they may go through, as talking with someone is truly the most effective way to make a change.
Very good.
Great. Thank you.
The Family Service League is a non-for-profit on Long Island, and they are a social service agency that provides support and helps people with mental health. They provide free therapy and also homeless shelters all along Long Island. And we just like to thank all the sponsors and people that have donated to this event. They've truly made a difference, not only for this 5K, but for all the children, teens, and adults that may be struggling with any type of mental situation. You can visit our Instagram page to see all the other generous sponsors that have helped make this happen. And we would like to give a big thanks to the Village of East Hampton and OMAC and the great sponsors and organizers of this race as well. Yes.
So can I have
No,
a
go ahead. Yeah.
Does it start at Main Beach?
Yes.
Okay.
Starts and ends.
It ends. And where does it, what's the route that it's taking?
It goes down over onto Lee and then back by Georgica and then back up.
Like a whole 5K
yeah.
loop.
Do you stay south of Montauk Highway? Does you cross Montauk Highway?
No, we don't. No.
Good.
Yeah, it's the old Georgica jog. I don't know if
Okay.
any of you.
Yeah.
It's that old course. But yeah, so far we've raised $12,000 in sponsorships and over $10,000 in registration fees.
and donations through our website.
And you're still accepting donations, right?
Yes.
Because I owe you money, HLA.
Here's what we
Well, you can call me up, right? You email me.
Stay up there a little longer, you have $100,000.
And as of right now, we have 262 people signed up for the 5K, and we are truly grateful for all the support that we have received from our community, family, and friends to make this event happen. And so, mental struggles and racing run a parallel course as we go through our battles in life. It feels like an uphill fight, but when you raise your knees and pump your arms, you push through and make it to the finish line.
Excellent.
So I'm gonna ask. Those are very fast. Right, we know that. When they're junior level.
I knew you were gonna have something.
Riley was my ABH. I got a great kid named Riley O'Donnell as a beach boy when she was 14, and I made her better. She's been my beach boy and girl and lifeguard.
Yep.
She's good.
Yes.
And I'm very supportive of this event, and you're gonna get my money.
It's a great cause.
Thank you.
What's your Instagram, Ed?
It's stop the stigma with like a little underscore at the end.
Stop the signal.
Stop the
Stigma.
stigma. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Great, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, you can go.
You can go.
You don't have to. You can take your mom.
Yeah. Charlie? That was it.
Good evening. We had over 100 students at our Manhart dance off, about 115, I think, 2 Fridays ago. And as I said to you last time, when we were planning for it, it was a group dance rather than partnering that we did. And like some of the other changes that have come out of the pandemic, it's actually a good thing, and we may keep it this way. Because if you remember, for those of you that have had students participate in the Manhart Ball, there was always this pressure, which we did not condone or support or promote, around having dates, getting dates, dating, and it often exploded, depending on the group, into places we didn't really want to go. So as a result of this, we may wind up with the teen dance anyway. Believe it or not, it happened to be very popular with 7th grade boys, which is very unusual. And we, like with some of the other things we've done as a result of the pandemic, attracted different kids and a much more diverse group of kids. So certainly we had more than 100 in the past, but I think our numbers are due to the fact that folks are still somewhat reluctant to gather, at least mine are, in larger groups. We today in particular, I would say 30 to 40% of the building was masked. So people are still doing that. And I think it's because of all the sickness that's around, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So I say to them, it's like wearing a scarf. If it's cold outside, you put a scarf on. If it's warm, you take it off. Same thing with a mask. If you're not feeling comfortable, or there's a lot of sickness around, you put one on. And people have been really good about that. Secondly, we are continuing the work that Adam started last year with the staff, particularly when I was away with my Achilles, on diversity, equity, and inclusion. So I have a local steering committee in the building of Laura White, Dan Hartnett, Shaka Jones, and Rita Green, who have worked with the consultant Phyllis Kotner on doing the planning for that. And then I actually met with her last week on a call, and I will again in June. And we're going to kick off our staff development day in September with a full day of the staff, me, Phyllis Kotner, on trying to drill down and figure out where we need to go next. I was really happy to hear that we were far along as a building, particularly because, respect and how we treat others is a centerpiece in the middle school. So a lot of what we do is a natural outgrowth of that. However, there are places where I think we could do more. So that's what we're going to work on identifying in the next call. And then in September, we'll have a school-wide professional development on the topic and develop some plans from there. So more to come. I just wanted to update you. And then finally, I want to end with an invitation. You're all welcome to join our 16th annual Run Walk, our 5K, which has been canceled the last 2 years. It's the 25th of May. We start at 9 o'clock on the front lawn, and we do our normal route up to Main Beach. We are including, though, we don't have as large of a crowd as we've had in the past that we're inviting, but we're inviting, John Marshall is joining us, the 5th grade, and then we're having Amagansett 6th graders because they will be joining us next year. So it's a smaller group, but still, it's the entire building, all the staff, all of you. If you wish, you don't have to run, you can walk, which is fine. We have students who do that and adults who do it. And we have some responsible high schoolers who are joining us to help up at the beach. And then, of course, our PTA is sponsoring the lunch and water and snacks.
Is there a competition with the Springs and Montauk kids coming in?
We're not doing that.
You're not doing it?
No. We decided in talking with Barbara and Lee, we decided it would be better just to keep the event, especially with some of the changes that we're seeing. I'm glad we decided that. It's not small by any means. It will be 500 or 600 people total. But we're not going to do the competition with surrounding districts or some of the North Fork folks that we've done in the past. And if you recall, this is rain or shine. So I remember the first one 18 years ago with Mrs. Parker and Ginny Reale. It rained, it poured the entire day, and it went off. So we're doing it no matter what. Obviously, if it's thundering and lightning, we will not be doing it, but if it's raining, you know, no one died from a little rain, so I think it'll be okay. And that's it. So I hope you'll join us on the 25th.
Thank
9
you.
o'clock on the front lawn. You're welcome.
Thank you, Joe.
Ms. Cunha?
Good evening, everyone. We've got a packed calendar at John Marshall this spring, and I thought tonight I'd share one of the upcoming events with you. We're delighted to bring back our annual authors visit the first week of May, and we're welcoming author Sarah Aronson, who's most known for writing Just Like Rube Goldberg and The Wish List, which is a series. And we've purchased a number of copies of her books in the library, so students can come in and take out those books prior to her visit. And following the break, we'll be sending out order forms. If families want to pre-order her books to be signed, they can have them for her visit with us on May 6th. We had a busy week last week with both our 3 through 8 ELA, well, 3 through 5 in my building, but ELA exams and parent-teacher conferences. When we come back from break, we'll have our 3 through 5 math exams. And then that first week of May, the author's visit. And then from there, the calendar is packed with activities. And I'm sure I'll share more with you at our next meeting. Thank you.
Can I just ask you a quick question? On the exams, I mean, I know that since COVID, I know that there've been change. I know things are untimed now.
Yes.
Correct? And
The
are you still saying opt-outs or just how?
Very few. I can't give an exact number, but I want to say between 5 and 10. Very few opt-outs, which I believe historically has been what happens. At John Marshall. But the test was very rigorous for our students, and we had a handful of students who, at the end of the day, we were saying, okay, you know, the test is now over. For day 2, the writing portion was extensive, especially for the 3rd and the 5th. For some reason, the 3rd and the 5th grade exams, the writing was just.
Is there an effort, Karen, for these tests to be downsized by the state?
Not that I've heard, no. And it had been downsized last year.
Yeah, I thought they were shorter.
They were last year. So this year it came back at full length, and it was a long day for our kids. That day 2 of the exam was a long day. So I would be in support of shortening that for our students. I think they can be assessed with, a shorter exam.
Karen, I wanted to say that I know my daughter, who's in 1st grade, has been able to go on a handful of field trips, which is so fun. So it's really nice to see those
coming
back.
Field trips are back in action. One of our 2nd grade classes was planning to go to Mulford Farm tomorrow. First grade has gone on a number of field trips. I'm very grateful to transportation for making these trips work because I know it's difficult, but yes,
Yeah, how serious is this flu going around? Absenteeism, it's
it's pretty. serious.
rampant, right?
It's
Especially
pretty
in the
serious.
elementary school.
Rampant.
We had
Charlie,
more
you getting-
makeups for
getting it
these
too?
exams than we've ever had. We had 100 students
With
out
flu and diarrhea and.
last week.
We went there.
Thank you, Joe.
Went right
Wait a
there.
minute, it's decimated, it's decimated, country day schools, it is.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I gotta wear a mask again, look, Stephanie's back there.
All right, good.
Thank you.
So, thank you very much. Good job, some of the camera, I'm not sure what you got there, but.
Joe, do you have anything?
Yeah.
Pretty hard to follow that act.
Just want to report that spring sports is off and running. We got to a great start. Really nice to see the weather change and be a little warmer for us. It's been so cold. Softball and baseball are on a little bit of a roll, and winter boys and girls track had their first wins last week. A lot of our teams participated in the Katie Courage Run, which is this past Saturday. And also our girls' lax team did well over Pier Park the other day. I was really happy to see them play. Boys lacrosse is going at Southampton, as you know. They've been competitive. It's great to see participation in a sport being offered. We started unified basketball on Monday. It's been a great thing. There's
How many kids?
5 athletes, and we have about 9 to 10 helpers. Ethan and Krista are the coaches. It's been a terrific start. Our first game is May 9th at William Floyd. Our first home game is May 16th here against PadMed. We're going to have a really coming out event. We're going to have a lot of people coming, asking all our teams to really support them and have a really nice day. I do need to report on a football appeal. We did appeal. We tried to appeal to be an alternative placement in Conference 4 again. Remember, we were a new team status for 2 years, slated to go to Conference 3. We were put in Conference 3, so we applied for alternative placement. Jackie sat in when we appealed to the appeals committee. It was denied. We then appealed to the athletic council, and Sarah and Adam sat in, and I really appreciate their support. The vote did go down 9-8, so we will be in Conference 3. We have a tentative homecoming date, so September 17th. We're going to meet with the student council and figure that one out. But that's where we're at. So if you have any questions about that.
I just want to add, and thank you for the work, and Sarah and Adam as well. For me, it was enlightening in a really disappointing way. And I just feel like I want to go on record publicly as saying how terribly disappointed I am in the way Section has acted here. And from, not being part of it, the decisions, in my opinion, were not in the best interest of our children, of our school, of our student athletes. And I found that to be really, really concerning watching the process. And I think everyone tried very hard. We've worked very hard to rebuild a football program here for many, many years. This is not going to help in that effort, in my opinion. And I'm very disappointed with Section 11 with this decision. I think it's the wrong decision, and I think that the process was flawed. Their process, not our process. So thank you for your efforts, and to Sarah and Adam for their efforts there. But, it was, from my opinion, they went in there with a decision made before they had.
Don't confuse me with the facts.
Don't confuse me with the facts. We're going to keep it just the way it always has been, and the best interests of kids don't matter much. So.
So we have our athletic committee on I'm sorry, Jim.
No, how did baseball do today? I know they were up in the
They were
first game.
17-0 in the first. So what we did,
Double header, right?
we ended at the fifth inning, and then we'll play doubleheader. We're just batting six batters coming through. Amityville is a program that's struggling, so we've been there. And our coaching staff is great with that, so they work together to make the result. They really played well.
Good.
So I have one last thing. She looks great in maroon. I know it's early, but I know it's later in the board, but I'm going to give her her first Bonnecat.
Absolutely.
Kathy's one of the best in the section, and I'm really happy she's taking over. Congratulations, Sarah. I know it's good.
No,
Kathy, you can wear a green one too if you want.
Sandy says no.
No. That's it.
That's it? Okay, we're good. So, public comment. Anybody here have a public comment? Anybody, Matt, does anybody call into LTV?
No, we have no
Public comment?
callers.
Okay. All right, so that's for agenda items only. So move on to the superintendent's report and recommendation. Do we have a consent agenda too, though, right?
Yep.
Yes, okay. So can I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion. Second.
Second? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Then we'll go to the superintendent's report and recommendation. I'm sorry, I'm a little off. All right. Number one, recommend that the board approve the resolution, resolve the Board of Education of the East Hampton Union Free School District adopts the proposed budget presented for the 2022-23 school year, the total amount of $76,502,823 to be presented to the public at a budget hearing on May 3rd, 2022, and is subject to approval by the voters on May 17th, 2022. And be it further resolved that the property tax report card for the 2022-23 school year be adopted. Can I have a motion?
I second.
Any discussion?
I don't know if Adam or Sam want to talk at all. I guess I just if you could just talk just the highlight. We're going to have a whole hearing on it, but just the highlights on it. And then if Terry could talk about absentee ballots, also the timeline for people.
Sure.
Yeah, again, as we had said through, the community missed out on kind of our budget presentations for all the departments. We worked really, really hard to maintain our current program. We kept our present staffing levels. Our programs are all running. We were very, very lucky. It was pretty tight. And, I commend Sam in coming in halfway through the game and really, bringing us through the finish line.
That's very kind of you to say, but obviously my predecessor, Isabel Madison, did the bulk of the heavy lifting on this. I'd say the most important thing about the budget, in addition to preserving all the programs, is that it is property tax cap compliant. Mm-hmm. So we are staying within the property tax cap law once again, and voters can expect property taxes to stay within it.
Yeah, and it's coming in at 1.75, which is below.
Correct.
And the other thing is with inflation, which is bad, and we're lucky we don't have increased enrollment because that's another factor. But we don't have decreased enrollment. So it puts a squeeze on our budget with inflation being what it is, and the tax cap, in my mind, it's unfair that the state sets that tax cap as low as it is this year.
We're going to find out going forward.
Mm-hmm. So we appreciate the efforts made, and we hope our community, as they have in the past, support a yes vote on the budget.
And we will have the line-by-line budget posted on the district's website this week, and we'll have more information on the budget at the public hearing on May 3rd.
So absentee ballots, I can start accepting applications for absentee ballots on Monday, April 18th. COVID is an option. If somebody does not want to come in personally, it's an option that's on the application. They can just check that off. If people want their ballots mailed to them, they have to give me that, the deadline for that to receive the application and review it and clear it is May 10th. And then that goes up until the day before the vote, May 16th. I can accept applications personally. That's about it. Oh, there's also information on the website, voter information. And if anybody has any questions or community has any questions, give me a shout.
Thank you. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 2. Recommend the board approve the following resolution. Resolved that in compliance with the provisions of section 3012 and the education law 30.3 of the rules of the Board of Regents, and upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the board does hereby appoint Kathleen Masterson, the administrative position of Director of Athletics, Physical Education, Health, and Driver's Education, who holds a valid New York State teaching certificate in physical education, and administrative certification in school district administrator for a probationary term of 3 years to commence July 1st, 2022, expires on June 30th, 2025, is to be paid at the annual salary of $190,000. Can I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Second?
Second.
We have a one
Discussion. Just I thought, this was, I think one of our extensive searches as a district we have went through. So I just felt to go over some of the things for the community to understand. So after an extensive search that spanned the course of 3 months from posting to hiring, through formal interviews with 4 unique committees. So committee 1 was led by high school principal Sarah Smith and a group of student athletes. Committee 2 was led by Assistant Superintendent Tim Fromm, which included staff, including coaches, teachers, union leadership, and administration. Committee 3 was led by myself, which included community members, booster club, administration, and the physical education and health coordinator for the district. Committee 4 was the Board of Education. So it gives me great pleasure to make this recommendation to you, East Hampton Union Free School District School Board.
Thank you.
I'll let you vote.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's one of the things that we asked of Adam when we did this search. We wanted to do an extensive search, because if you come to any of our meetings, the most thing that you will see us talk about is just what we're talking about tonight on the athletic side. And when, people are angry, that's, what they seem to be talking about. So we wanted to make sure that everyone was heard and that we did the most extensive search that we could. And listen, we all feel really good about this. I mean, I have to say that I was away during the interview with Kathy, and I zoomed the best I could from where I was, which wasn't perfect, but I have to say, I'm ecstatic. But anyway, I'll leave it to the board to vote. All in favor? I'm sorry, anybody else want to have anything said?
Well, just that we all sat on the committee and, we were so excited to have you and told Adam he couldn't come back to school until he had made sure that you accepted the job.
You want to change the salary?
Well, we already got that.
Too late.
Anybody else have a comment?
No, we're very happy.
Yeah, we're excited.
And well, there were
great candidates.
We got it.
Yeah,
There were 2 other good.
we had very good candidates, and you're absolutely right.
Every committee,
Yes.
we appreciated.
Due diligence was done,
Yes.
and we had great options, and thank you. But all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Welcome, congratulations.
Thank you, Kathy.
Anyway, and if you guys want to go too.
It's all right. I'm used to sitting at board meetings.
Well,
You're welcome to say anything.
of course you are, of course you are.
You don't have to be.
All right. Number 3, recommend the board approve the following resolution. Resolved that Stephanie Forsberg is upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools appointed to a secondary biology teaching position, who holds a valid New York State certification in the aforesaid area for a probationary term to commence August 31st, 2022 and expire on August 30th, 2025 at the annual salary of $114,100. Can I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Second. Discussion again.
Do you want to ask if she's local?
Yeah. Did you think, are you a lifeguard?
Yes, she's very fast.
Yeah.
She is very fast.
I know. It's good to see
And
somebody local.
Doctor.
Yes.
And thank you, Stephanie, for coming home.
Yes.
Where's Steve?
He's across the street with his grandson.
Good. Give him my best.
I'll come to
The only thing I hope you can withstand is the
Just because
committee.
I didn't get to have a committee, so I'll just say hi. But I'm here tonight with my husband Carl, and yes, the commute was intense.
Yeah.
All 4 minutes, but our whole family is in support, and we're just really grateful to be here with you. But we have 2 sons who are 3 and 5, so Principal Kunis and Ms. Patterson will be happy to know that they're working on sight words English across the street, so they weren't with us tonight, but
really, I'm just so grateful to have this opportunity, and it is nice to be back.
Stephanie, I think I can speak for everybody that we are just so thrilled to have you coming over and being in the science department here at the high school. Just
It's gonna be
such a
tremendous.
gift. Thank you.
We're really proud of you as someone that went to school through our system, and you live here, you're part of the community, your parents are a huge part of the community. It's, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, we're very happy.
We didn't even mention the Talmadge part, but that's a whole other,
Yes.
whole other thing.
Yes,
But-
no, I was saying that when Sarah and I were speaking in the interviews, and this is truly the meeting and the point of my career I've been waiting for the whole time, because it was literally, well, this was the cafeteria, but
Yes,
this was the building that started my science career. And it was the support of a board just like you, and it was a science department just like Adam and Sarah put in place today. So to come back and have this opportunity is truly, it's the best science team that I'm really proud to be part of. So.
It would be great.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
All in favor, anybody else want to say anything?
No, I was putting together a
I know,
policy
it's like,
here.
geez.
Give you
So
another
long.
day.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you guys. If you would like to go too, you're more than welcome to
Thank you.
go.
Yeah.
Long commute.
Yes, I know, you might make it home before sunset. Number 4, recommend that the board approve the following resolution. Resolve that the board approve the following middle school appointments to teach an additional section of instruction effective February 1st, 2022, for the 2021-22 school year. And the compensation is as follows. It begins with Lisa Arman and ends with Judy Horan. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion is contractual.
Yeah, teaching an extra class. Yeah.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 5, recommend the board approve the following resolution. Resolve that the board approve the following high school appointments. To teach an additional section of instruction effective March 30th, 2022, the 2021-22 school year, with the compensation as follows, and beginning with Robin Jehoda and down to Tammy Chemmy. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Second, again, contractual.
Yes.
All in favor?
Can I say, the opportunity to take our experienced teachers and teach also benefits in the fact that if they didn't do this, we would have to hire another staff member.
Correct. And when in discussions with Sarah, and typically when I was principal too, we're in April right now.
Right.
Bringing in a leave replacement, getting a leave replacement hired, putting in place, getting them acclimated. This is the best solution. So we appreciate the fact.
Right.
Obviously, they're compensated, but we obviously appreciate the fact they're taking this assignment on.
Yes.
And this is to replace our vacancy.
Yes, correct.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 6, recommend the board approve the following appointments for the 2021-22 school year, beginning with 2022 summer school program, Matthew Shimkus, and down to a unified basketball with Krista Brooks. Have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion?
Now, usually Tim used to be the summer school principal.
Yeah.
He's one of our teachers, Matthew.
Yeah, so Matt Chimkus is, goes back to what we talked about, over the last few years. One of our teachers got their administrative license.
Good.
This is really he was a facilitator last year in the program, and now, Tim felt it best to put him,
He did. He worked through as an administrative internship with a few of us and had, worked as a teacher, and it's a nice stepping stone for, someone, to get some administrative experience. And he had, again, he did his internship. He had served as kind of an assistant last year or two. So it's a great opportunity to get some other people experience with administrative, and, as you afforded me years ago and some others, give people an opportunity to grow and show where they're at. So
good to see his name there.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 7, recommended that the board accept the letters of resignation from the following positions, beginning with Isabel Madison and ending with Kate Rubenstein. Can I have a motion?
I'll make a
I
motion.
make it.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? Isabel, thank you
Yes.
very, very, very much for
Isabel,
coming back.
Is she a grandma yet?
Yes, she
again?
is.
She is, yes. And thank you to everybody for their service. It's much appreciated. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 8, recommended the board approve the following resolution. Resolved that the board designate for the 2022-23 school year, Wednesday, July 6, 2022, for the East Hampton Union Free School District Board of Education reorganizational and regular meeting. Can I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Second? Any discussion? It's riveting if you want to come back. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 9, recommended that the board approve the following resolution. Resolved that the board approve the shared service agreements between the East Hampton Union Free School District and Southampton Union Free School District for the 2021-22 boys middle school lacrosse program in accordance with the terms and conditions set forth in shared service agreement. Can I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 10, recommended the board approve the following resolution. Resolved.
Because it's 2 pages.
Okay, all right. Resolved, whereas March 18th, 2022, the East Hampton Union Free School District solicited proposals for RFP 21-1 Claims Auditor Service. I'm not going to read through this whole thing. Do I need to go? Do I need to read it?
No, Sam can explain it.
Okay. Be it further resolved that the Board of Education hereby authorizes the President of the Board of Education and the Superintendent to sign any necessary documents. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion. Sam, do you want to just give us the?
So the claims audit position functions as the board's agent to review claims, which are bills against the district, and to review payroll for accuracy before it's dispersed. So currently what the board has done is hire an individual who comes in to the business office a couple times a week to act as your agent. She is retiring, moving out of state. So we decided the best way forward with the board's agreement was to issue an RFP for an accounting firm to come in and do that. So we solicited a number of proposals from different firms. Based on their qualifications and their track record in doing this, we've selected for your recommendation McDonald, Rand, and Valaro. You can see their qualifications are in your board packet as well. They have served as claims auditor for a number of districts. I've worked with them in the past. They'll come in once a week with 1 or 2 people, review all the claims, just like our current claims auditor does. They will provide the board with a monthly report, which shows any concerns that they may have with claims that they're asked to approve. In short, a check cannot go out under the law unless it's either been approved by the board examining it individually or by the board hiring an agent, the claims auditor, to do that. That's what they're going to do.
Good. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 11, recommended the board approve the following resolution. Resolved that the Board of Education of the East Hampton Union Free School District hereby accepts the revised corrective action plan for the annual independent auditors report for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2021, as performed and prepared by EFPR Group, Certified Public Accountants, it's the New York State Education Department. Have a motion?
I make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion?
Just closing the old report. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 12, recommended the board approve the following resolution. Resolved that the Board of Education of the East Hampton Union Free School District hereby accepts the 2020-21 internal audit risk assessment as prepared by Questar 3 BOCES and authorize the filing of said report and matter responses, if any, with the appropriate New York State authorities. Can I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 13, recommend the board approve the following resolution. Resolve that the board approve the worksite memorandum of understanding between the East Hampton Union Free School District and the Suffolk County Department of Labor, Licensing and Consumer Affairs for the purpose of providing student services through the work experience programs of the Suffolk Works Employment Program and the youth program funded by the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. This memorandum of understanding renews the current non-financial agreement between the agencies between the period of July 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2027, in accordance with the terms and conditions set forth in said worksite memorandum of understanding. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second. Any discussion?
Just, what is it? Is this a work, is this a Cindy program?
Sam, is this one you? 13?
This is the one where the county gives
The,
students an opportunity to do some manual labor. over
yeah,
summer.
yeah, it's very general, yeah, it's just a very yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 14, recommend the board approve the following resolution. Resolve that the board approve the authorization to execute the amendment to the lease agreement of finance energy performance contract. I'm going to again go to the end. Be it further resolved that the district clerk is hereby authorized to execute the form of incumbency in the authorized certificate in accordance with the resolution. Can I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? This is for energy performance agreement.
Mr. Johnson?
This is job control.
And what's the amendment to?
You have anything on this, Sam?
It tells them that I am now your employee and they should talk to me about this
All right.
contract.
That's the change. That's the change. Okay, good. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 15, recommend that the board approve the following resolution. Resolve that the board approve the Eastern Suffolk BOCES Joint Municipal Cooperative Bidding Program for the 2022-2023 school year. And yeah, it's a whole like page. I'm not going through that. Be it further resolved that the participant agrees to pay Eastern Suffolk BOCES an annual fee as determined annually by Eastern Suffolk BOCES to act as the lead agent for the program. We'd be sleeping. You have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second. Discussion?
Normal.
It's a BOCES cooperative bid program. They have purchasing power that we don't. We're able to use the prices they negotiate.
It's a bidding group.
You know, there's 51 districts in BOCES. I think almost all of them participate in it. They also do it for, I think, 9 of the 10 towns, including East Hampton. A couple of villages and fire districts. It's a great program.
So we get the best price, basically.
Best price, and we don't have to bids ourselves. And they're going to do a better price than we're going to get.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 16, recommend the board approve the following budget transfer, and it's purchase of social studies textbooks in the amount of $38,000. Have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? We're buying textbooks.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Good. And where are we at here? So, yeah, old business, do we have anything?
Yeah, old business is how I'll go through the housing. I'll let Sam do capital reserve, but I'll do the housing quickly. We met, our housing committee met last week. We had a number of discussion points revolving the commuter connection train, the possibility of land options and building options in the town. In addition to that, we talked about the equity lending. What we've decided to do as a committee, and we know the town is working on this, and we just wanted to send them an update. So we'll be sending the town a memo just on what we're working on, and that it's kind of stuff we're discussing, and it's still very, very important to us. Again, we're seeing a lot of success, tangible success with the commuter connection. And I know Assemblyman Deal has already asked for our district support, which I gave him regarding writing another letter regarding the Fridays and the summer availability of the community. Capital Reserve Fund, this came up a few meetings ago, so I'll let Sam explain it to you.
All right, so there's a question about appropriation in this year's budget about how capital funding works. So without getting too deep into the weeds with accounting, essentially, when you want to take money out of the capital reserve, you have to put it into the general fund as a transfer to capital. Capital reserve and capital fund are different things. The capital reserve is a component of the A fund, general fund. It sits in the A fund as a sub-fund, essentially. So when you want to take money out of the capital reserve, which is a savings account, and you want to spend it on a project like the commercial kitchen that we did, you have to take it out of the reserve, you put it in the general fund budget as a transfer to the capital fund, which is the H fund. The letter H is in capital. And then you We find that funny. And then then you spend it out of the capital fund, so it makes you eligible for state aid. So the reason why that appropriation is in the general fund this year was because the work was being done on the commercial kitchen. It was correct in how it was done for that account there. And we'll see this periodically as the years go on and the board puts to the voters, and the voters authorize other expenditures out of the capital reserve, which is that savings account we have. We'll pass it through the general fund. It doesn't impact the taxes because the revenue for that appropriation is the savings account. And then you put it into the capital fund to spend it. It's essentially a bookkeeping entry.
And it doesn't count against the tax.
And it doesn't count against.
Because it's coming out of a reserve
It's coming
fund.
out of a reserve fund, exactly. And you can use the H joke at parties if you like.
Thank you. New business.
You want to give the audit committee update?
On a roll.
Since you're talking.
On a roll.
Two accountants going.
Well, the audit, the internal auditor visited, that's Questar BOCES. Again, different from the claims audit, which is a review of bills. The internal audit is a procedures audit. And the third audit, the external audit, is an accounting audit. So the internal auditor visited 10 days ago, was here for 4 days to do a risk assessment as to the procedures of the district. And then he will be back again in July to focus on distinct areas. The audit committee is going to choose those areas when they meet, I believe, later this month. That make close?
Yeah. Sure. Lunch program update. So if you haven't heard, right now, New York State, we will not be offering free lunch the way it was done this year. We will go back to the old way, which means families who need free and reduced lunch will have to apply again. It will not be free for all. I know there's a number of people at the state level advocating for changes. I don't anticipate any change. I think it's going to be go back to the way it was before the pandemic. So Sam's office will coordinate through the buildings on having our students and their families fill them out to make sure all of our kids are getting, who are entitled to get free and reduced lunch.
Is that, when you say this, that's next school year?
Yeah, next school year, yeah. We'll finish through this year, then we'll go back to the old way of doing business.
The money that funded that free-for-all program from the federal government was not appropriated. So unless the state is willing to pick up the cost, the federal government is not picking up the cost anymore. So
we thought the state might do it, but
it's on the budget.
School in session?
yes, we used 2 snow days this year. Therefore, we unfortunately, for some people, we have to be here before and after Memorial Day. There's no extended Memorial Day break. I'm so sorry to all our students and our teachers. Again, just going forward, next year, the remote option was also proposed, so we'll be definitely looking at doing remote instruction on snow days. We only have 1 built-in snow day due to the calendar, so it's probably not going to be a big factor next year. And then we have our budget vote coming up. It's the BOCES budget vote, which will take place Wednesday the 27th. So the board will be here, and you want to.
Yeah, I mean, it's to vote on their proposed 22-23 budget and to also elect the candidates for their board. And this year they have 6 vacancies and 6 re-electees. So that's going to happen on the 27th. Yeah.
So there's no competition.
No competition.
Guess I'll vote now. There's no competition?
Do we vote absentee?
I know, right? Can you take care of that?
Which is
Public comment. Anybody have a public comment? Matt, anybody call in for a public comment?
We have no callers.
Thank you. Adjournment.
Make a motion.
Come on, if you can do it, you're bad. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.